It's Broadleaf Bullies talking shit. 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 It's Broadleaf Bullies.
All the various stages of Kerr's facial hair and the and one little intro.
Is that better?
No.
Well, you like, yeah, you like yeah.
I'll tell you. It's
you guys
obviously-
look pixelated.
Shut up.
That's better.
Yeah.
Ish. You still look blurry.
Occasionally that happens on your show too, Kerr, and then it comes out.
We
No,
can't
no.
really see it on our end. I thought we looked
Yeah.
a little hazy, but
Yeah,
I
that's
just-
the better word, hazy.
I just connection issue. That's all that is.
Yeah,
You stre-
I think it's time for a new microphone, a new camera.
yeah.
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 Is this the built-in one that you're using?
No, the built-in one would probably be. Let's see here.
This is the Logitech.
Is that one a little bit clearer?
No,
No.
it's the exact same. So I just
What about
means
now?
no, same.
No.
Really?
Yeah,
Mhm.
actually, it just got worse.
Shut up.
No, it
No,
did.
it's
Yeah.
we are not kidding
Yeah.
around. It's you guys are very
Yeah. So
hazy.
it just like I said, it's just connection issue is all it is.
Oh, hazy here.
Interesting.
Yeah. So like I said, it happens every now and then on your show. It'll go hazy and then it'll clear right up and no issues.
See, but when I'm looking at it through my phone, it doesn't look bad.
I don't know what to tell you on that. I think it just
Look at it. Well, that
well yeah now you
Okay,
zoom
hold
in
on.
and compare it to
right.
us. Yeah.
Well, you guys are
This
just
is-
fucking
this-
awesome now, aren't you,
Yeah,
Kevin?
this is just this is just what yeah.
all right, I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah. all right, Barry. You know, so
Oh shit.
oh my god.
God damn. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah. Just send you a picture of
It's not a
of the-
picture, it's
of
a
the
video.
screen of the
I videoed it.
the video of the video.
The
It's like
video of the video.
It's like making a copy of a copy.
Like my mom goes to the UPS store with photos that I mail her
Oh my
and
God,
make
yeah.
photocopies of the photos to send to like
Huh.
relatives.
Yeah.
I'm curious on how that's
Yeah.
going to come out because that looks nothing like what we see on our.
what you're seeing.
Yeah.
So that's
Let's see.
You can make it bigger.
Oh wow, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You've actually since then you've actually cleared up. A
Now
little
you're
bit.
clear.
Yeah. Now
now
you're,
you guys are
okay.
clear.
now you're
That's because you sent that video, Jess. That's
I
why
did.
it's
Yeah.
I
so much
helped
better
you.
now.
I helped
took all the graininess, sucked it into one device, and then when it went
Exactly.
out to the, when it went out to
Power of the
cloud,
the iPhone. The power of the
Yeah,
iPhone.
yeah.
Yeah, the
See,
power
the
of the
iPhone.
iPhone.
You're the reason
That's
why
it.
it was glitchy at first.
The ghost of Steve Jobs noticed there was some haziness, and he's like, "We can't have this on iPhones. Clear
Exactly.
it up. Something happened."
You sit there and eat a pretentious fruit like a pear.
Yeah. Then they just they're suing it's like a charity at that.
What?
Because they're using a pear with a bite out of it as
Are they
their
really?
company logo, and it's like some like
Well, even
yeah.
before, like, see, the Big Apple, New York had take a bite out of the apple,
That's
and there
true.
used to be ads and stuff with an apple with a bite out of it. So why isn't New York City sue Apple?
because they didn't have the trademark. So
But you
Apple
right?
was-
I mean, I remember.
Yeah,
seeing
I remember that.
stuff
Take a
that
bite out
all
of the Big
the time.
Apple.
Yeah, take a bite out of the
so,
Big Apple.
yeah.
Nah, there's never a picture of an apple with a bite out of it.
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, there
Absolutely.
was.
Because it was a very jagged, like teeth
Yeah.
mark.
No.
Yeah,
It was like
wasn't
someone took a
it
bite
wasn't-
with
it
like
wasn't
a denture.
smooth. It wasn't a smooth bite.
Right.
No.
You know, like
Still, art people copy. It's whatever. That's
So,
what
yeah,
art
so-
is.
so they sued the company for using the pear.
It's
You
dumb.
know,
Interesting.
a completely different. And like the company
What
wasn't
is
even.
the company?
It wasn't even like a tech company.
But why did they have a pear where you take a bite out of the
I
pear?
don't.
Like
I
what is?
don't.
What,
I don't remember the thing.
now I feel like you need to
Yeah.
look that
You
up.
need to
and tell
Google
us
that
more.
there, Kevin.
I need more information behind the significance of the pear.
Yeah, you can't just
Yeah.
say they're getting sued.
I understand
and
the
people are taking
significance
bites
of the
pears.
apple because it was it's in reference to
Correct.
the apple from the Garden of Eden, the temptation. Because it was the apple of knowledge,
Yes. Here
which
we go.
means
Okay. Just keep talking.
Just keep talking. He's gonna skim
the
through
pear
to
of knowledge.
to give the bits that he thinks we should know.
Like
Is that from
what?
the other Bible, the pear of knowledge?
Like pears, you don't really hear much about them. They're kind
no,
of
but
that.
I
Just
really
that
like.
fruit.
But I really like pears, especially with like cheese.
Yeah, I agree.
Why?
Chocolate dipped, like
Oh,
in a
no,
fondue.
pears and
is
cheese?
Okay.
good.
Okay. So the
Because
name
it's
of
a very
the
neutral.
the name of the company is called Prepare. Like you're gonna prepare a dish,
Okay.
but
Uh-huh.
it was PREPEAR. So and it was a pear. So apparently.
Yeah, we got that.
So
How many times can you say
apparently-
pear in a sentence?
So apparently Prepare altered their logo. So now I guess without it must have had a pear. Now it's just a pear.
How many times are you gonna say
Fucking
pear?
And then,
Yeah.
it didn't have. Let's see. Prepare has amended the leaf on top of the pear, giving it a new straight edge. And it seems that was enough for Apple, which already had consented to the change. Okay, so
Wait. It says it's also ongoing battle between Nirvana
well,
and Marc Jacobs.
at least this one
Marc
was
Jacobs,
clear.
the
Yeah, no,
fashion guy?
that was just mentioned that at the end of this. It has nothing to do with that. At least this one was cleared up a lot quicker than the messy ongoing battle between
okay.
Nirvana and Marc Jacobs.
Oh.
The kid,
Okay.
the kid from who's in the picture with
Yes.
the baby.
So
Oh.
apparently, the only thing Apple had an issue with was the shape and the pointing of the leaf that was on the pear.
That's
Wow, you got to be a
ridiculous.
real freaking prick to point to.
Yeah, so
If you look at the images, I mean, I wouldn't sit there and go, "Ooh, that looks like really close to Apple." But now that they're side by side, I'm like, I can kind of see.
They
the
probably have
resemblance.
someone at Apple that just scans the internet looking for Apple
Mhm.
logos and is like, go after them.
Well, you
That's
think
too
that
close
somebody's
to
going to
it.
mistake it and say, "Oh shit, this is the pear phone.
No, yeah, no. I
This is
don't know.
different."
Well,
Oh wow.
Well, the thing was, it was a food service. It wasn't
Yeah.
even a tech company.
It's not like Motorola's coming out with the
That's
new
weird.
Android and going to call it the pear.
Yeah.
It goes to show, like in the cigar industry, all the cigars that have names that are so freaking close
Yeah.
to other brands.
And that and there was a and I don't know whatever happened with Kerr. I don't. Have you heard wasn't it a Diablo? Wasn't there an issue with that because that name has been used a couple of times now? Punch has the Diablo, but the
Well,
original.
there's certain names that you can't get a trademark on. You can't argue over, right? Someone can't like put a trademark on the word edition, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because I think that's the same with Diablo. I was at a cigar shop
Just because
this
it means
afternoon.
hot.
Diablo means devil.
Oh, okay.
El Diablo.
What am I thinking of?
I don't fucking know.
I mean,
I don't want to know.
You're
Caliente-
thinking of hot hell.
Caliente-
No, I'm thinking of like when
Caliente
you have,
is hot.
maybe because it's the devil and it's just hot, but like I'm thinking of like the food, like when you see something like El Diablo pasta, like there's a pasta dish.
Yeah.
I thought it meant hot.
It means it's
Not that it's like the devil. It's the devil of pasta.
that's Diablo.
Oh, okay.
The V.
That'd probably be it.
And I was actually surprised how many cigar
That was funny,
Yeah.
Jen.
how many cigar brand owners keep
Thank you,
an,
Jess, for supporting me.
so cigar brand owners that keep an eye on the trademarks that come out because over the last 6 months I've had 2 people reach out to me. He's like, hey, did you see so and so trademark this name? Do you know anything about it? And I go, no, I don't. And I lied. I lied on one of those because I knew the trademark on one of them.
Well, it's kind of what they're trying to do, obviously, and I know this is it's name recognition.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you can find something like with name recognition and come out with a cigar, especially if it's the Von Trapp cigar, because the Von Trapp family or something. I mean, it's going back into history and trying to get a name recognition, and it makes sense. But you see some folks, like I was at a cigar shop today, and I was talking to Dave, the owner, and he's like, "Hey, Kerr, so what's your nationality, your background with your last name Viajante?" And I was like, "Dave, I've known Dave for 7 years, 6 years. Like, it was one of the first shops I went to when I came down here. I'm like, my last name's not Viajante." And we started talking about that, and I was like, I told the whole story of the Viajante and Viaje. I'm like, I get it, if somebody, has a name that if it's close to it, you've had a trademark, I get it. But there's been a couple of pretty big battles across the board and on the cigar industry with names and cigar bands.
Yeah,
I know one where it was very close to my father, and they got into some shit over it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was Segovia de Esteli, which they had to change.
Yeah, that was the name.
Yeah, and then now it's
Antigua Esteli or something.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Oh, well, yeah. And here in the States, it's Antigua Esteli, whatever. But overseas, it's still
different.
Yeah, overseas it's different. But
it's kind of like winning a little bit. It's like winning half the battle because the guy. Remember Carlone Cigars?
Oh yeah, I didn't.
Carlone Cigars. Guido Carlone.
He had a velvet box that his cigars were.
Yeah, he changed his name. I got to look up see what his name is, but
I didn't think it was around anymore.
No, the name he changed to Carlone Cigars, but the original name was too close to a brand name here in the
I know
States.
they were made. He lived in Mexico.
They were made in Mexico, yeah.
That was probably 3 years ago. You interviewed him.
It was, I think. It was. I think it was close to Padron, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, it was definitely something.
Padroni?
That was like, yeah.
Padroni.
Padron
So
with
now
an
it's-
E. Yeah.
Oh, it's Partagas. His name is.
Yeah. His name is actually Padron Partagas.
No.
He got the shit end of the stick by getting into the cigar industry.
No,
Yeah.
I screwed up. It wasn't. It was. He had to change the name because his name is Artigas.
Oh my gosh.
I remember him telling me that. He's like, yeah, I had to change it to Carlone, my name, because Artigas. I'm like, like Partagas without the P.
Yeah. Like, you've heard of them?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe.
We were afraid we were gonna get confused. I'm like, oh, well, if someone's in a hurry and they're like, hey, I'm smoking this new cigar, Artigas.
Yeah.
Oh, Artigas from Mexico? No, Partagas. I was taking a sip of my beer.
Yeah. God.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
That's funny. I didn't know that. I was as Guido Carlone.
We know Carlo.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy.
Kevin came.
Congratulations, you came, Kevin.
Kevin came out of the office.
Closet?
And out of the office, and I looked at it. He had the shirt on, but it was unbuttoned, and he was like,
Oh, I look like a Guido,
and
I
his
guess.
belly was kind of sticking out, and I was like, "What the fuck are you wearing?" And he's like, "What?" He goes, "I was wearing my work stuff. I took it off because he had somebody come by the house and purchase something." And I go, "You walked out of the house in front of this?" He goes, and he looks down, and he was like, "Oh shit!" I mean, I was like, "What?"
Did you
All
take a
he needed was
picture?
I had just gotten out of the shower.
I had
and
a
was like,
button-
"What
I had
the hell's
I had a
happening?"
button up, and apparently the
was
first
down
three
here.
the first three buttons were
His
unbuttoned.
beard
and-
didn't even cover it, and he was all like, he comes out going like this to me, and I was like, what the? It was like he looked like he just needed some gold chains, and he had to have a little Italian accent. I was like, Kevin, this is so odd. He looked so
That's
odd.
funny.
So this person, he's all trying to do a business transaction. They were probably like, what the fuck is this guy wearing?
She was actually happy because she wanted to get
Yes, you were showing her your goods.
yeah she wanted to get a journal, a cigar journal for her husband, who's a newer cigar smoker, And then she went to Havana Tranquility. She went around to a couple of the shops. Nobody had any. Happened to spoke with Dan.
Oh,
And Dan's like,
director.
hey, my buddy Kevin owns Cigar Prop. He's got a journal. So she messaged me and,
Awesome.
A couple of chest hair bookmarkers.
Yeah.
yeah. So I handed her the journal. I threw in a sticker and then like a little travel cigar prop. I knew it was her husband's birthday. And then she's like, oh, they see him on your website at $12. I'm like, tell your husband happy birthday.
Oh, that was nice.
That was nice.
There's
Paid it forward.
A night with a nip slip.
Yeah.
It was the funniest thing because he was like looking at me like I was crazy. I'm like, Kevin, look at yourself. He was like, oh shit. Like it was
he just really didn't know.
No clue.
You didn't feel the air on your chest or
but
like
just the way
nothing.
he was standing and everything. I was like, what is
I don't.
And it's a loud shirt that he decided to put on. It wasn't like he just threw a t-shirt on. I mean, it's
flaming
like
skulls
black and blue, like fluorescent, and it was all like half buttoned down. Like, he like came strutting out.
Just wait a couple of years, you're not even gonna give a shit.
Yeah.
In a couple of years, it's like, all right,
I'm gonna start calling him Lucky Leo. I was like, what's happening?
time to go. Okay, Kerry, you're wearing cut off sweatpants. You have track like those slip-ons, the Adidas slips.
Yeah.
He already
and
wears
t-shirt. I'm like,
he wears Skechers slip-ons.
Yeah.
Well, I wear mine too, but it's like, listen, I honestly, I don't care what I look like anymore. I'm not trying to impress anybody.
No, but it was just like out of character in general.
Well, maybe he's trying to. Maybe he's trying a new show personality. For you.
Yes, definitely.
I'll send you Jen a picture. I forgot to send them to Jess's new boots that I got her. So hopefully they'll be here in a few days.
Yeah, boots. I hope they come before we leave.
I just sent them to you. High-heeled work boots.
Yeah.
High-heeled work boots. I have a pair of those from Coach that are. I'll have to send you a picture of. I haven't worn them yet because we haven't been anywhere. But they're.
You gotta go through them. There's a couple of shoes up there.
Yeah, there are. There's a list, and those are at the top because those are good fall and winter boots. They look like
we're coming into fall and winter,
but they have a nice square heel on them, and they're made by Coach.
The only thing I have from Coach is whatever my sister gave me when she worked for them, and I think I have a pair of sneakers.
Oh, I like those. Those are like the heel on my Coach boots.
But we got black, not the beige. The black.
Very nice. Are those by Timberland?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, those are cool.
Very cool. Well, happy Labor Day, you guys.
Happy Labor Day.
What are you guys smoking?
I am smoking the Garrison by Warfighter Tobacco Company. And then I also grabbed a Nightshade by Drew Estate. So let's see. I might smoke it. I might not. This one is a pretty big cigar.
I am smoking the Viva La Vida by Artisanal del Tobacco and AJ Fernandez. And as my second cigar, I have the Aladino.
Oh, nice.
I know. I almost smoked one of those yesterday.
Yeah. What are you enjoying tonight, Kerry?
Well, I figured on this awesome occasion with you guys on Labor Day and having some time off and being able to drink some beer from my fancy glass. I smoked one of the CLEs. I smoked one of the CLEs you sent me.
Oh, right on.
Fantastic cigar.
Sad story about them earlier.
I cannot believe somebody robbed their warehouse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where was this?
I don't know. I'm getting ready to tell about my second fucking cigar.
Sorry.
That's
and
okay.
And your second cigar is?
You guys can drop all the bad news you want and not steal my thunder.
No. What is your second cigar?
My second cigar is an Amendola Cremosa.
I don't have any left.
I was
we'll have to send some down.
You can find them on VSRCigarFam.com. Use this code VSRCigarFam for 10% off just for you, Jeff.
I got one. Abe sent out which I just got the other day, the Cigar of the Month Club. He included a Amendola.
Oh, sweet. Which one?
The Maturo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that the Red Band one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good
get
that is
on
a
my
good
end.
cigar.
I had a chance of 3.
Yes. Yeah. So, Kevin,
3.
are you going to start our intro?
Yes.
Oh, is it the intro? What
it's
intro?
Whatever
he
Kevin,
decides to do.
Listen, whatever freaking
whatever he leads off with.
index card you use, we got to follow it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're the
Well,
leader.
On that note, I'm Bully Kevin.
I'm Bully Jess.
I'm Bully Kerr,
I'm Bully Jen.
and we are the
The
Broadleaf
Broadleaf
Bullies.
We talk. You listen. We're the Broadleaf Bullies. And here's your hosts, Kev, Kerr, Jessie, and Jen.
Way to mix it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice. Very nice.
Much power though.
Yes.
Because who knows what he'll ever say? He might say some crazy stuff.
But you must follow him. Whatever he
Yes.
says, you must
Yes.
follow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well
So
done.
yes,
So breaking news
CLE gets robbed.
Where's their
Really?
warehouse?
in
Miami.
Miami.
Now, there's been other warehouses hit down there. Do they
And-
think it's like this whole
There's a lot.
cigar,
There's
whatever?
robberies that happen a lot.
It seems about once a year. You know, it seems like a warehouse down there gets hit.
Yeah.
And then
So
a
they were-
boat leaves in the middle of the night because
Yeah.
it's not
Well-
like that amount could be surfaced here.
well, yeah.
Well, they also, put out a statement saying, if you get any phone calls like loud, shops and all stuff, don't buy them, because it's not coming from them. So like, hopefully that he said, the authorities are involved and stuff. So hopefully they get a lead. Maybe they'll
They're-
catch them, or at least maybe,
They're gonna-
find some of them.
They're going to unban them, and then
Yeah, probably.
every bodega in Miami
Is
is
gonna
going
have
to
those
get
cigars.
sold.
Naked.
You know,
Naked
bundle.
cigars.
Now the only ones that they will never get rid of, like I say, because even in like the bodegas, even if word got out, like the big ones, like if some
People
if,
are gonna
if like a dozen bodegas now started carrying
The
880s,
biggest,
yeah,
the
it's
biggest
like
cigar.
hey, this might be
And then
Yeah.
also they'll go overseas too,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
no, they'll all get in Miami, maybe the Bahamas, but
Yeah. Oh, it's just
So one person has all Osaka's stuff. They now have CLE. Who was last
no.
year?
Well, we don't know
So-
we don't know
Yeah.
if Saka's got stolen or if it got lost in the warehouse. Did they ever release?
Is it a
Yes.
warehouse like in Indiana Jones in the
I
Raiders
don't-
of the
I
Lost
don't
know.
Ark? Like, how do you?
so
I don't know.
last call was UPS said those 6 pallets were headed to Greece when they were supposed to be headed to Miami. Now they never made it to their destination in Greece, so UPS doesn't know if they even was put on
Right.
a ship to go to Greece or if they end up going somewhere else and now they're sitting in a
Yeah.
warehouse in Spain because they've got the wrong packing info on it.
yeah.
So
It's like losing your luggage. It could be like that. So how
Yeah.
much was stolen from CLE?
they're what Christian said he didn't know yet.
Yeah.
When did this
So-
happen?
Today,
I guess,
or
yeah,
yesterday, or
'cause I don't-
today.
I don't
Like
recall
it-
seeing anything.
Yeah,
no,
he-
nobody's put the any press releases out yet.
No, he just released a video statement.
So you're
On
breaking
Instagram.
news.
I
Or
guess.
breaking news.
But breaking news later on when the podcast comes.
Yeah, in a couple days.
That's
You heard
true.
it here first.
You heard it.
Sunday,
You heard
September 5th.
You heard it
Timestamp
here
this.
first.
Maybe before
We were
Labor
on top
Day.
of it.
Yeah, the day before Labor Day. Yeah.
That's fine.
So
Interesting.
yes. So you guys were out late last night.
Yeah, young Joe had a little birthday gathering at Top Golf. Do you have those down in Florida?
Yes.
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah, he went to hang out with a couple of his friends, and we figured while we were out, instead of driving home, which we'd only be home for a little bit and then go back and get him, we went over to Taylor's, which is like the next town over, only about a 20-minute drive. And there's this great, and we've told you about this before, like warehouse area,
Mhm.
just really redone well.
Yes.
So there's bars, there's a hatchet throwing area, and then a bar with a retro arcade. Had all this 80 and 90s
That's so cool.
video games.
You're very
now-
soft talking tonight for some reason.
I'm still a
Usually
little.
you're like,
I know.
you're like, hey,
My
we were
nap.
at this place. It's all hatchets.
My nap didn't take. I did.
He
take a
sounds
nap
like the guy from
after
Police
his-
Academy. He sounded like the guy from
We had
Police
a
Academy.
family brunch for Kerr's
Or
birthday
or
today.
Barney. Hey, Homer.
Exactly. So after everyone left, I decided to take a nap because I haven't been sleeping well. And I feel like, when you take a nice nap, but you wake up and it's just not, you don't feel refreshed.
No,
I
do
don't know
not
what that's like.
Yeah.
Well, he naps, but I don't really.
So
nap,
I do feel
so I don't
soft
know.
spoken.
I napped yesterday for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, we were
Yeah,
watching
felt good,
that
didn't it?
series.
No, I woke up and
You
I
missed
was
2 episodes.
I was like in this fog for like
Yeah.
a half an hour.
That's kind of where I feel right
I
now.
did. I was
Yeah,
because I'm not a napper.
Yeah,
Me
I'm
neither.
like that when I nap for like 3 hours. Like that's
Well,
like
you
then you
napped for 3 hours. God.
It was probably about 45 minutes. You missed an episode and a half
Yeah,
of
wow,
those.
a 45
And they're
minute
about
nap for me
26
was
minutes.
it was like freaking
a
unnatural.
45-minute nap. That is the sweet spot right there. You wake up,
No,
you're refreshed,
That's
you're ready to
too
go.
small.
I've taken 10-minute, 15-minute cat naps. I've done
No,
that.
those aren't worth it. I do that.
I
for
slept
life.
while he went to the cigar
They,
shop this
they
afternoon.
say that's good.
Yeah.
They say that's good to do those. Take like a 15-minute.
That's
like,
a waste
cat
of
nap. Like,
time.
It's like Kramer. Kramer said,
That's a
remember that
waste of
episode
time.
when Kramer?
The 20 minutes because
Kramer-
Einstein did it.
Yeah, because you live, the amount of time you're awake, you'll actually live longer technically by taking those naps. But I've
that's
taken
so
10.
funny.
I've taken 10 or 15-minute naps, and it's just enough just to kind of knock me out of what little funk I was in. But
Yeah.
this is
We
a
all- yeah.
45-minute nap. I was in I think I talked to my sister
Yeah.
and someone else, and I was still in a fog bank. It took me a
Yeah.
little bit to snap out of it.
You were
wake up,
out
you're like, you
all-
wake up, you're like, am I late for work? And like,
No, that's how-
Kerr, it's like
no,
7:30 on a Saturday.
That's
still.
what happens. If I fall asleep, I wake up in a panic.
Yeah.
Like
Not
in
me.
your alarm. I do not like taking
No.
naps. It's very awkward to me. Like it's not natural. But then also the only other time I ever feel like I take naps is like when I know I'm about to get sick.
Mm.
Like all of a sudden, like I'll be taking naps or something. I'm like, oh, I think, and then I'd be sick,
Excuse me.
and I'm like, great. That's why I'm sleeping.
No.
No, so we had a good time. We did
It's
the
a beautiful place.
yeah,
I'm
we
telling
did the
you, we gotta
retro
have
arcade.
a cigar event there.
Yeah, now is it because there's like a retro arcade somewhere within like a couple of hours of us, but none of the machines take quarters. You pay like an entry fee.
that's
you
what
can-
we did. It was $10 to get in. And
Okay, then you just play all the
everything's
games.
free.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
and a nice bar, had a good variety. They even had like the alcoholic slushies and everything. So we did a round of like different games, had a couple
We had
drinks, and then
pinball. I
went
love playing pinball.
across
and shit.
the parking lot
I'm
to 13
old.
Stripes, and they have a small humidor. So Kerr
Well,
had a cigar.
I had my
and-
cigar with me. Though.
That's
They have
true.
they have a small humidor that they get from one of the local cigar shops.
Oh, okay.
But it's a great, interior wide open. They
Yeah.
have the one side is where they do the brewing. Other side are the big casks. And then they have an outside area with picnic benches
Yeah.
with big AJ Fernandez ashtrays, so you can smoke, so you don't care. And it's an old loading dock, is what it is.
Oh, that's
okay.
so
So,
awesome.
so the loading dock comes out, and then they had built a this deck, but the entrance into the location is just those big doors.
All the garage door type
Sounds
of
like
thing.
then-
that industrial.
Yeah.
It's
really,
an
really
industrial
neat to
place,
see.
an old
Yeah.
industrial park, and
Yeah.
you know how like when you have two different warehouses and you pull into that docking area, where the docking area is over here, and then over here is another docking area,
yeah.
and then in front is like some of the office buildings and some of the other shit. It's exactly like that. There's a small parking lot when you pull in, because where we were over here, where we did the hatchet throwing and the old arcade games, they still have, the docking area. It's not it's not this big deck, so they still have that. The other side is the docking area. And
then even on the other side of the buildings, there's a coffee place. We haven't been to.
Well, it's on the other side of the
and-
building, but in this particular area is their hot zone. They every Thursday, I think it was every Saturday or Sunday or Thursday.
I don't remember the date.
I think it's like a Thursday night or like a Sunday night or whatever. They do like this marketplace. So the parking lot that's in this docking area, the small parking lot, they close off and they put these little 10 by 10 tents, and people can sell jams and little
Like a little
home
farmer's
goods,
market.
like a farmer's market.
But it's called the Mills.
And then right across, there's a small road, a small street.
Mhm.
Across the street is a bigger parking lot that you
Yeah.
can park in. So you could conveniently fit probably about half a dozen to 10 cigar brands in these tents in this our parking lot. Probably maybe another handful of vendors, and just have a big cigar event and go, you want beer? Go this way.
Yeah.
And hang out outside of the deck. And food, if you want to play some arcade games.
There's a pizza place next to called Farmhouse Pizza right next to the brewery.
Yeah, there's a farmhouse pizza next to that. So you get food there. You can go next door and play arcade games.
Yeah.
And everybody's outside smoking like fiends. It's the South. It's not like you have to be 500 feet away from the building.
Yeah,
like
they have rocking chairs on the loading dock. You can just sit in the rocking chair.
That's cool though.
Because we were in Philadelphia. I remember stepping out of the hotel to smoke. They're like, hey, you got to be 50 yards. I'm like, really? Because the 8 homeless people that are wrestling over the freaking dime on the floor and a half a cigarette.
Yeah.
You know, you're allowing them to just kind of loiter all over the place. But this place is just perfect.
Yeah. It's really neat because then the section right before that is where that reclaimed lumber is that we told you guys about. And then there's also if you're into trains, there's actually this world of trains inside of there, which I'm not into trains, but there's a huge train area. And then they have a bunch of local artists have little like spots.
Yeah, I mean,
and
they're renting out rooms
rent out
areas like
everywhere. Event spaces in there, and then there's some sort of coffee.
There's a big,
I don't know the name of
there's
it.
a ridiculously monstrous empty area.
Yeah.
When you go from where
you can just walk right through it.
The reclaimed wood, and then you go down past.
That's where the train thing is on the left.
Yeah, I know. So I was saying. Thank you. Go past the train. This is like another echo. It's like this is reclaimed. It's a reclaimed wood, and then you go. That's train. You go past the train, and then you go past this door, and there's this huge freaking area, just a huge open area. That's an event space.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's really neat.
But it's just so flipping.
And
awesome.
the outside is just so great to see. I haven't seen it at night in a while.
Oh, at night when you pull in when it's like at dusk, it looks a little like okay, this might be a little creepy, but you know, like it's like it reminds me of pulled into the original Batman movie, like where the Joker's at that chemical plant. Because
awesome.
When you pull in, they not only have the big smokestacks, but then they have like the freaking walkway in front where these buildings are with these businesses. But this is going to be the location of the Stogie Road Fest 2022.
Nice. That's awesome. Though.
Sponsored by Cigar Prop.
Yeah.
It sounds like a really cool like space and stuff. I love when you take things and they, utilize them in different ways and stuff.
Yeah, I'd love to if I ever reach in Nashville. When I went to Nashville to see John Huber right before the Barn Smoker 2 years ago, I had to go see the American Pickers. They have like a retail space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Didn't you go with Graham?
No, I went by myself. Yeah, because I went to see John Huber, and it was
I thought Graham.
Yeah, no, Graham went with me like 3 years ago. So they took an old car factory from like the 1900s, and they converted it into retail space. So like the American Pickers, they had a couple hundred square feet, and then they had like some farmers markets, but throughout like the hallways was all the lathes and the mills and the machines from the original car factory.
How cool is that?
And it was absolutely beautiful. Kind of, I love it when they take things like that, that are derelict or warehouse space or factories, and they just turn them into cool things.
This place is cool. Jen, when you drive past that, see what I picked up. I did some work in here with some old shutters. I made a kind of like a wall, a separator, a partition wall. And what I did was I took old wooden shutters,
like the hurricane shutters,
and I just affixed them together side by side. And they were like $25 a shutter at this place. So in order to pick them up, I had to go around back. So I had to go past this area where we were last night, and there's even more shops.
Are there really?
And there's more. Yeah, there's more. There's a big art studio.
Oh, so
I mean,
cool.
Well, the last time we were there in the daytime, Joe was with us, and we took like some pictures and we walked around. It's really absolutely beautiful, and just to take.
Well, that was in the back,
photos.
but I'm saying if you go past that, there's an art studio And then when you go beyond the art studio, and it's when you go around the back of the building, of the facility rather, there's a big smokestack. That's where I took the picture from that smokestack.
Nice.
And then
So,
you go.
what did it used to be with the smokestack?
It was a paper mill.
It was a stack for smoke.
And there actually, and I know it was a paper mill because the original name's still all over bricks everywhere.
Those are the pictures I took.
When I lived in North Carolina,
The smell of paper.
Oh my God. I hated. I had a client that lived in the town the paper mill was in, and I would have to drop her off. I swear, I felt like I was gonna throw up every time. It smelled so freaking bad.
Smells like freaking really bad ass.
It does.
Just like rancid smelling, or
it's
is
it almost smells like somebody's urine is like so potent,
and that's why always the paper mills were always on the outside of towns, and then the towns started to encroach. Then people complain, and the paper mill's like, "Hey assholes, we were here on the outside of town long before you city folk." You know,
I'd rather drive through a freshly.
A landfill?
Well, no, I've been to landfills. They're freaking horrible.
That's pretty bad.
I'd rather go. I mean, where we had lots of dairy farms, and then so they would grow lots of corn for the cows. I'd rather pass that and just smell cow shit all day long than go through past a paper mill's nasty.
Yeah, the paper mill. It's a smell that you can't really explain to anyone. It is so bad. I mean, I can't even begin to describe how bad it is, and I don't know how anyone lived near there. Just even driving through that town, I was like, God, I can't get out of here fast enough.
It's like if you took crap and urine, mixed it together, and then mixed cardboard in with it.
And it's like
that cardboard smell.
So it's like wet cardboard times 1,000.
It's like if you pissed on cardboard and shit on cardboard.
And then if smell had a heat, like almost as like if you could smell the heat off of the smell. It is so
delicious.
We had a couple of paper mills in Pennsylvania in small towns. When you drove through it, you were like, all right, I'm driving through.
Nothing, no air there's nothing to stop that smell from penetrating. No. It's so awful.
Fucking horrible.
Yeah, we've actually got in town here one of the premier golf courses in the state of Florida, Heron Creek. And it's actually built on the old dump, the old landfill. I've been.
Does it ever smell?
No, never.
No.
I've been out there golfing before. They team you up with somebody, and then they'd be like, "Man, I've never seen like these rolling hills in Florida." And I go, "Yeah, it's trash." Like,
that's crazy.
Like this used to be the old dump, so you'd have valleys and hills.
That's crazy.
And, throughout the golf.
It's a good idea.
Well, you know what else is really bad? When I lived in
Bradenton,
it's like a shitty poltergeist.
When I lived in Bradenton, Florida, Tropicana's right there.
Yeah.
And
make an orange
juice. That is some ripe smelling.
When they're making orange juice, it doesn't smell like orange juice.
Does it turn your stomach like you don't want to drink orange juice because of it?
Yes, I barely drink orange juice. I lived there for 3 years and was like, nope. And I went on a tour for Graham, like at school one time there, and even it just smelled so bad. I was like, how does oranges smell like this?
Could be the title of this episode: Rancid Orange Juice.
Rancid orange juice. But yeah, Tropicana smells too. It smells like
interesting
urine. It kind of smells
chicken
like urine
factory.
Too. It's gross.
We had a chicken factory up by our place. When you drive by,
we have one here.
Yeah, I know we do. Have you ever driven by it?
Yeah, over by Dad's. It's horrific.
Yeah, we had one,
especially in the summertime.
It smells like chicken shit and blood.
Yeah,
horrible.
Oh.
Well, because most of those chicken farms
death.
have like 1 million chickens on the farm. Literally, like
you see the tractor trailers all the time going there.
Yeah. Is it caged chickens or free?
Oh no, they're caged. We're driving down Pleasantburg. We're driving down our major road that we go everywhere. And
it's like
all of a sudden, there's the tractor trailer, and there's the chicken shoved in their cages, and feathers are flying out of the tractor trailer, going to the chicken farm.
And when you see a dead chicken on the road that's splattered, you're like, man, they just were not. They did not want to get there.
But
it smells like death. I mean, it
It's
really
horrible.
does. It's
I couldn't.
horrible.
The houses that are near this chicken farm
I
over
couldn't
there,
imagine it.
I can't imagine
But
like smelling that all the time.
I guess some people, if you're right there, eventually you're probably used to the
I
smell.
don't think so.
I
I,
don't
think
know,
it's just
man.
really cheap to
that's
live there.
gotta be freaking horrible.
I think it's
How do you
more.
explain? It's like you have all these scented candles, like it's scented death.
Yeah.
nose plugs.
Blood and
There's-
chicken shit.
I could not use. There's no way of escaping it.
It's pretty bad.
If it's that bad when you drive by it, living in that area is
Yeah.
gonna be ridiculous.
as hot as it gets, like this summer has been brutal. I can't. Thank God we don't live on that side of town.
We used to
anymore.
laugh at Hershey, Pennsylvania, back when they used to make chocolate there.
yeah.
They don't make
They
chocolate
don't
there.
not
No.
like they used
Oh,
to.
they
They still
don't.
do the tour where you can go and watch them make a little bit, but it's not a mass production of anything.
Yes.
It's a gimmicky thing.
Just when you go through the tour and they're making chocolate,
Yeah.
those are plastic little fakes.
No, you're allowed to eat a piece.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, it's just fake, and they give you like a piece of
Real
chocolate.
chocolate, yeah.
Do
They
they let you?
unwrap a Hershey Kiss and give it to
Yeah.
you.
Do they let you eat one from the line?
Listen,
No.
Jessica's
up,
dreams
Kerr.
are destroyed. Kerr just
Kerr.
ruined
If you want,
it.
if
Uh,
Jess, if you want some Hershey's
Oh my
chocolate, you
God.
must go to Mexico.
Is that where
How
it's made?
horrible is that?
Really?
Yes, it's made in
So-
Mexico now.
The whole big factory is completely gone now.
It is. When we drove through Hershey,
It's destroyed.
completely.
It
The one-
completely freaked
One to
me
make
out.
The smokestack said Hershey on it. Is that still there?
That one's still there for
Oh, okay.
display, but the one when
Yeah.
you pull and go to Hershey, where they have the hedges actually cut up to say
I'm
Hershey's
sorry,
Cocoa,
Jess.
right next to it was the big factory gone.
I freaking mind is blown.
When
Like,
you used
how
to go through
stupid.
Hershey,
Made in Mexico.
when you used to
Mexican
go in
chocolate.
Hershey, there's a big there's a wastewater treatment plant near Hershey too. So it depends on which way the wind blew. Hershey either smelled like chocolate or smelled like shit.
Shit.
It really did.
You're like, today
like-
I wonder what today is
You
going to
go through,
bring.
you're like, oh man, there's Hershey's chocolate. Ooh, it
yeah.
smelled like
And it's a
You're
shame
like,
that
when
they
it
moved
smells like
production.
chocolate, you're
that
like,
was
today's
years
gonna be a
ago.
good day.
So I remember
God.
driving through there. There was signs about
See,
the
now,
big battle
how,
about the relocating of
okay,
the
how
job.
long has it been since it's not been
10
like that?
years, maybe.
Okay, so then it was like there when I went because it's been like 20 years since I've gone. So I had a chance of it actually being real chocolate.
Yeah, but even
Don't
going
go
Ruin her
with that.
dreams.
I
even-
am
listen,
going
Jess.
with that.
even going through yes, you're right.
I'm going with that.
I'm not gonna dash your dreams to the rock below.
It's okay.
Kevin's
honestly,
the dream killer, not
honestly,
Kerr.
how
Yeah.
fucking shitty. Well, Kevin's the dream killer, but no, it's interesting though. I don't know.
But Jess, when you
I-
go through that
I didn't
tour
even
at the
do, I
chocolate
didn't even do
factory,
anything. Kerr ruined it, and then she's still blaming me.
I didn't.
Kevin,
send it.
Kevin's the
Kevin sat there
fault.
like this the
I
whole
know.
time, and Kevin, the dream crusher, I didn't say anything. But
God.
when you go through the tour at Chocolate World,
Mhm.
do you realize when you go through It's a Small World in
Yeah.
Florida, you're not going through the countries, right?
Yes, obviously.
Okay, so when you're going through the chocolate world, you're not going through the factory where they're making the fucking chocolate.
Wait
either.
now. What did you just say? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Like when they're making the chocolate, it's like little robots. It's like when we get to the chocolate factory, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop.
It's
That's
like Willy
little
Wonka.
brown pieces of plastic that look
Listen.
like Hershey bars going through.
Like robots in lab coats.
And
you
then
can't
at the
see their
end-
face, they're just, they're just.
At the end of the tour, we're like, hey, here's some chocolate just made. It's some
Yeah.
dude unwrapping chocolate bars behind
Yeah.
the fucking screen.
It falls off the line, then it supposedly goes down a tube, and then it comes out.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god! This
Oh my
just came
gosh,
off the
look.
line. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is hot from.
If you look at those numbers that they're producing,
Oh my
just in
God.
one day they would have 5,000 million
That is
freaking
true.
Hershey bars,
That
but
is
they're
true.
they're glued to the conveyor belt and it goes
Oh,
around.
it just goes around. It doesn't even fall off.
It's plastic. It's a
Yeah.
mold. That's all it
Yeah.
is. And at the end, we're like, hey, here's some fresh chocolate made.
Man.
Adios. It's-
Yeah.
That's funny.
Awful. Whatever.
Yeah, because I think it was quite a bit ago. they had signs, just everybody battling the whole freaking them relocating
Sure,
the
the town
business
was
and
up in
shit. Oh my
arms.
god, it was horrible. I had so many friends whose parents worked there.
Yeah.
If you ever get a chance, go to Hershey, go up there at Christmas time.
Yeah, it's really cool. It
They
really
do
is.
they do Christmas Candy Lane.
Yeah.
And the first part of Hershey Park is always the shops and everything, and they just completely they have real reindeer there and
I'd
shit
like to
like
go to
that.
that.
It's awesome.
I went to it like twice when I was a kid. It's really cool. It is.
It's very nice. I mean, they start doing Halloween stuff too, but their Christmas Candy Lane is a pretty cool gig, and they do a lights thing.
So I
too,
like the themed villages. Have you been to? I don't
the
know.
village.
Themed villages,
Well,
like when they
I
do like
used-
Christmas, like. But there's like a German one down in Georgia. Have you guys?
You mean not the one that we tried to
You're
go to once?
no,
and
there
just
is-
leave
No,
alone
that was
No,
pumpkin
it's right
town.
by Lake Chateau. It's between the border of North
Yeah,
Carolina
it's
and
actual
Georgia.
Germantown.
It's a
I think you guys
Germantown.
Yeah, we
told
went
us
there.
about
No, we
that,
didn't. We never went there.
Didn't
or we
have
talked
pe-
about it. I
No,
know someone
we
that
never
went
went there.
there,
I
Yeah.
went there a couple
but
times.
it's an
with
actual
my
German
husband.
village.
Yeah, I
Like
know there's
old
one
school.
I know there's one in
No.
Georgia, but there was
Yeah.
one that we were going to go to, and we just
Yeah,
gave
it's
up.
That
on.
was
It's
that
on the
was for
border.
Halloween, or was it?
That was
not
Christmas.
Halloween.
We went there when we
Oh,
saw
Christmas
Bush.
Town. Yeah,
No, we didn't go
that's
to
true.
that.
We did it. We
didn't
ended
go
up
to
just
Lake
going to
Chateau.
Cracker
Yeah,
Barrel.
We didn't
Yeah.
go over there. There's all Germanish.
We
towns
left
all over.
after an
We
hour.
went to Tennessee. We
We
went
didn't go
to
there.
No, we're
Um,
having
up.
two different
Where
destination
Dollywood is.
conversations right now.
Yeah, but the one in
That's-
Easy
Yeah.
we were going to go to.
that
was-
is my brain's taking a shit. In Tennessee, Dollywood. What is
Yeah.
that over there?
Gatlinburg.
There's a
Gatlinburg.
whole German
I know. I never
like
been there.
ski
I know
resort thing
the
The
there.
one in Georgia I read a lot about, and that one would be.
Is that,
That
the
one
one,
is
is that the
for
one
us
where
to
if you
meet up
live in a
at.
town, you have to like decorate and everything like that, right?
Yeah, it's pretty intense, and they're dry. There's no alcohol on that side at all.
How do you
It's
have a
dry
German
town.
town and be dry?
Dry. That part
So,
that part.
I'm
of Georgia
talking
is
about
dry.
Christmas and freaking Christmas.
Whatever. I just
here.
know when I went to Lake
Jess
Chateau,
automatically goes
I had
right
go
to the
other
fact that,
side to get alcohol. Damn it!
you know what? I took the family. We went to go see the Christmas town, and fucking A, it was dry. I had to go across the river.
To get her to spike
God
her
forbid
eggnog.
I spend time with my family and
I
not be
wasn't with my
drinking.
family.
Goddamn wine.
All right,
yeah,
so we have to put Germantown in Georgia
'Cause
on
we
their
were- we went-
destination list as a bullies trip.
we were headed to the one in South Carolina or North Carolina,
It's
and
it's
traffic.
on the border. There's part is in North Carolina, part is in Georgia. It's still the same goddamn town.
How
Well,
can
I
part
don't-
be in
well,
North
hold
Carolina
on.
and part be in
No, we're
Georgia?
talking about
Easy.
something else right
That's
now.
impossible. That's impossible.
There is. It can't be impossible.
South Carolina is between Georgia and North Carolina.
No, it's not.
No,
No.
Well,
What are you talking
then why is
about?
South Carolina South Carolina? It's not above
Kevin!
North Carolina.
Kevin.
Kevin, we do have a northwestern part of South Carolina. North Carolina
He's
does
got-
have a southwestern part, and Georgia can butt up against it, and so can
There's a place
Tennessee.
where you
Yeah.
can
Map
be in
of
4
the USA.
states.
Yeah.
You're
Have you guys
blowing
ever
my
done
mind right now.
But Jess, we're talking about
we're
something
gonna have to have a
different
geography segment
because we
on
were
the
heading
show
to this
for-
place, and traffic was that bad
Yeah,
that we had taken when we got to Easley, which is normally where's Easley? Like 40 minutes from here?
no, easily
Yeah.
southwest. We were
Yeah.
heading up towards like Gaffney,
Gaffney. That's how far is Gaffney?
about a good 45 minutes.
Okay, so we well, it's
Where the
north.
outlets are.
It's where the outlets are. So we were heading up. We got to Gaffney. It was an hour and a half, and it's normally about a
It
45
was
minute
called
trip.
Christmas Town, North Carolina, where
Christmas
the town.
Town.
It was like from
It's
Funny
all
Farm
Christmas.
decorated.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's all Christmas.
Right,
That's
right.
That's up. I think by where they do the trains and stuff, the Polar Express during Christmas time.
well, that's in Tennessee. That's Maggie Valley.
no, Maggie's in North
Oh,
Carolina.
you're talking about Brevard,
Maggie-
not Brevard. You're talking
Brevard.
about
I know.
no,
God,
you're-
what the hell is the name of that town?
you're talking about Blowing Rock or fucking whatever that's called.
I don't know. I'll
I don't
figure it
know
out because Graham, I did it for him
They
one
do it
year
up there, I
with the
think.
whole train.
Well, Maggie Valley does the old train, like does
Right.
Polar
Maggie
Express and
Maggie Valley does not do that. I lived literally right
No.
there.
What
It's
was
the one
Lincolnton.
town. I'm like, it's not that.
What was the town we took our pictures in front of the train with the kids? What was that town?
I have to
Oh,
look it up. The train.
All I
that
wanted
was
is
that was past Cherokee.
Well, anyway, Kerr's talking.
Bryson City.
Bryson City.
Bryson
Yes.
City.
It's very expensive to do the train because they'll even do like it's
yeah,
a
I know
great.
we didn't do it. Yeah.
Yeah, because you go to Grandfather Mountain.
Yeah,
we
I'd love
gave
to do
up. We
that.
gave up going, and we literally stopped in Easley, and we're like, "Okay, kids, we're
Gaffney.
going to Christmas Town, Gaffney." Sorry.
Yeah, Maggie Valley has Cataloochee, which is the ski resort.
No, this was something.
They don't have a
different.
train.
By the time we
at
got
all.
by the time we got to Gaffney, and we had the kids all jacked for Christmas Town, and it was an hour and a half to get to a place that was normally 45 minutes, and we realized we were halfway there. We're like, "Okay, kids, Christmas Town. We're going to." Where we go?
We went to Cracker
The
Barrel.
Cracker Barrel.
Oh Jesus!
So we drove like 45 minutes to go to Cracker Barrel,
Hour and
which
a
is
half.
like
It was fucking longer than 45
I don't.
minutes.
It was
Yeah.
like forever when
And
we could have
from-
just went to Cracker Barrel in
And
town.
from Maggie, you take SoCo Road, and that brings you all the way up through Cherokee, and then like where Butch lives, and then you have the casinos right there off of
Yeah.
Cherokee. And then you have Bryson City, and
There-
Bryson
there's
City,
a-
I thought it was Blowing Rock up by where Appalachian State is. That had the. I know they have a big train thing going on.
they
there
do
too.
at Bryson City, and they do the whole Polar Express thing. I have
Yeah.
pictures of grandma.
Bryson City's not Blowing Rock.
No, but the Bryson City is a big train town.
And I do
Yeah,
want to interrupt.
I was-
I do want to interrupt for
I'm
one
not
second.
doubting that.
One
Just-
second. And
Shit, but
anybody,
I know where I took my kid for Polar Express.
I didn't
Kevin-
say you didn't. I was
Kevin-
asking.
Kevin
It was
wants
a
to interrupt.
question.
I need to interrupt anybody watching this or listening on the podcast. There is one cigar shop in Maggie Valley. It's like an old. It's got like a
There's
log.
two.
Well,
There's two
this
shops.
one, if you let me finish, there is a cigar shop. It's like in a
No.
log cat.
Guess
It's in
we'll
like in
not
a
let you.
log cabin. If you're going down the road, it's on the right. I know exactly where it's at. They owe me $45 from like 3 years ago. The son of a bitch has stiffed me on a bill. I don't want the
4
money.
years ago.
Go in there and say you owe Cigar Prop $45, and you can keep that money. If they
That's
pay you
even
in
if it's
cash,
still a cigar place.
just ask for cigars in trade. It's yours. Just tell me that you got my money.
So that is
You
a
got the
challenge for our viewers to go
Yes.
to the Log Cabin Cigar
I
Shop
think
in
they
Maggie
even had a
Valley.
carved
See?
beer in front
You
of
see,
Yeah.
I was asking you a question, Jess. I was not doubting
What was
you and
the
your
question?
family.
Yeah.
It's
What was
like
the question?
just like, oh yeah, Tyson. What was it called? Bryson Valley,
Bryson City.
Bryson City. And I asked a question like, "Hey, what's your favorite color?" No, I took my kids to Bryson City.
What was your question?
I said, I know that in Blowing Rock, which is near Appalachian State, they do a train thing too. And I looked, it's called Tweetsy's Railroad.
Never heard of
Oh,
it.
me neither.
But I was asking a
Who's
question about that.
Tweetsy?
Fuck you guys.
Tweetsy.
Fuck you guys.
Listen,
What kind of railroad does
listen.
Tweetsy have?
Don't tell me I didn't take my kids to Bryson City.
We saw the Polar Express. Damn it! I was
I was
bored out of my
asking
mind
Jess,
for
I-
7
It
hours.
was
I
fucking-
remember
It
it.
was awesome. First
I would
off.
love to do the Polar
It was
Express.
fucking
Did you get
really
a bell?
cool. Yes, and Graham he wore his pajamas with his robe and everything, and then he got the bell to put in his
That
pocket.
movie
They
kind of
do
freaks
hot
me out,
chocolate. They
though.
danced through the whole train. It
I
was
was just asking a
fucking
question.
awesome.
I guess I'll have to see the movie first.
I was asking
You
a
never seen
question.
the movie?
No,
How
it
do you
looked
not
dumb.
see the
It
movie?
looked dumb.
It's
looked
scary.
dumb.
I don't know.
It is a freaky Christmas movie.
Simple question, Norm. If you're a hot dog, would you eat yourself?
Hey, have you ever been to Sterling?
I was
Hill
just gonna. I
Mine?
was just gonna
Wow.
bring that
Jersey?
up.
What's this?
Have you ever heard of it? Sterling Mill Mine in New Jersey, where the rocks are fluorescent and glow.
Don't
No,
tell me I didn't
where's
take my
this?
kids to Hershey Park.
I've been to Wild West City in New Jersey. Have you
It's-
been there, Jess, with the kids?
No,
It's out
no,
towards
never did
PA,
that.
like out Route
So what is
80.
this?
It's a little western town.
Phosphorus.
Yes,
No,
it was. I thought it was phosphorus. I thought we watched it. Like
It's
that's what they said.
zinc.
Oh, zinc.
Yeah, the different types of zinc will glow. So apparently, in
Zinc
the
or glowing under black light.
Kevin, how do you know that certain types of zinc glow, but you don't know that freaking North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Tennessee can all possibly meet?
And Kentucky meets
And
to a
Kentucky.
certain
Kentucky.
part.
I'm
Thank
science,
you.
not.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm in the science, not geography.
Apparently,
No, so
that's why
yeah.
nobody wants to
Yeah.
take road trips with.
I'm
Kevin.
into geology. I'm into geology, not geography.
Yeah.
there you go.
We know when we take a road trip, Kevin is not your navigator. But yeah,
Kerr will be the
I'd
GPS.
never heard of this place ever in New Jersey, and I was like, "What?
Neither have I.
It's freaking awesome!"
Yeah, it
they
was-
have the largest.
You mean something in Jersey glows in the dark? I'm surprised.
Yeah.
So apparently, you can go throughout the world. These natural phenomenons, like maybe like 5 specimens the most. This has over 100 different like glowing.
Yeah, it's the
zinc rock
largest ore of this on the planet.
It's crazy. It's
Excuse
it's
me.
in Ogdenburg, New Jersey.
It sounds made
I've
up.
heard of that.
I've never even knew.
It sounds like a town next to Springfield.
It's in Sussex
You know,
County.
like Homer would be like, "We're going to Ogdenburg," and that's what they sing about. And like, and going. To
Well,
Ogdenburg.
it's in Suxenburg or Sussex County.
Hey, Homer, we're going to
Ogdenburg.
Ogdenburg. Oh,
That's out by Sean,
I don't. How would I know
Sussex
that?
County. I'm just letting you know where my
It's-
brother lives.
It
It's out
looks
that
like
way.
a really cool
Noted.
place to go to. So
Yeah.
Kevin and I, next time we're in New Jersey, we're fucking going there.
We'll have to check that out. Interesting.
It glows in the dark.
Yeah.
No, it's
For-
it glows when activated by UV light.
Yeah.
So and then it'll glow because the story was the
Like
miners
a
Like a black light?
like a black light
Blacklight. Yeah.
poster
Black-
from the 70s.
yeah.
Yes, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's
It's
actually what it looks
crazy.
like. Yeah. So they were mining zinc ore, and they were actually mining by candlelight. Thomas Edison came in, lit the mine shaft with electricities. They used to have like the big, like the big handle, like the pull switch you see in the cartoons to turn the lights on. Well, apparently when that air gap that happens, when you go to hit it, creates all those sparks. That's ultraviolet radiation. And then they noticed the rock started glowing.
Oh, and what was
Yeah.
funny in part of the story too is that people were taking specimens and they were like big, like huge boulders, and they were falling back down, so they were no longer allowed to take big ones, only ones that could fit in their lunchbox.
Yeah, because the glowing rock was useless. That's not what they were mining. But
Yeah.
they
It
used
led
that
them.
because when they found the glowing rock, they knew they were getting closer to the vein of
When they found the green, the one that was more green,
yeah,
it led them
to the zinc.
To the zinc.
Now,
So-
was this a documentary? Like, where did you find this?
This
No,
was
no,
on Underground Marvels,
TV
right?
TV show Underground Marvels.
Yeah, Underground
Oh,
Marvels.
I watched
I
that
just
one.
sent you
Wow.
the link to the website. But
Yeah,
it
that was their newest one that
super
was on last
cool.
night.
That
The
was
other
really
thing
cool.
that I'd like to see, that sounds pretty cool. The Aurora Borealis is going on right now because I like to watch Below
In New Jersey?
Zero.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're now filming the next season of that, and they've been showing pictures, and I think that'd just be like another awesome trip to go.
No,
to
that is
Alaska
on my
and
bucket
see.
list, right, Kevin?
I would love
Yeah.
to see that.
That is the one.
Or we
that's the
can
only
even go
cruise I'll
like
ever go on.
to
What's
like
that?
Iceland or something.
That's the only
To see
cruise
the
I want
Aurora
to do.
Borealis.
Is
That
the
was
Alaska cruise.
Cigar Craig went
It's a great
to
cruise.
Reykjavik, Iceland years ago
Oh yeah.
when like the tickets were like $49 like one way.
Jeez.
It was something dumb. So him and Jennifer's like, let's go to Iceland for
Well,
like
no-
the weekend.
nobody wants
I
to
think
go
that
to-
would be beautiful.
I don't
love
think
that.
anybody wants to go to Iceland or not Iceland. Was it New Zealand? Aren't they trying to ban like all smoking? and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iceland's on the other side of the
No,
world.
I know.
Yeah.
I get. Oh, you're gonna tell us where it is?
Kevin's
Are you
like, oh,
sure?
that's over there.
Kevin just do a geography
He
correction.
did.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
knew.
That's because he knows. That's because he knows that Iceland is cold.
I know. I have
Yes, yeah.
my own issues about not wanting to go to Iceland that have they're personal, but like
Because they kill seals or like
no,
what?
they are one of the countries that are trying to eradicate people with Down syndrome.
Oh.
So yeah, it's like a big thing in the community. Like they pretty
In
much
Iceland?
Yes,
Yeah.
they don't want people with disabilities at all.
Oh my gosh.
At all, they would tell
And-
the
and
women to abort
Well,
right
Iceland's
away.
Yeah. So
That's crazy.
to clarify a little bit from what Jessica's talking about, it's not the purge. They're not going around door to door.
No, obviously,
like,
if
you know-
somebody thought that though, then
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, the way you
That's
were
what
wording it,
kind of
it's like-
sounded like.
it was like
It is, though. It is in a sense
the hiding the Jewish in the attic so the people don't.
Yeah, but don't downplay it.
No,
It's
no,
still,
I'm not.
It's still
Yeah,
a way of them taking
yeah,
and trying to conform their society to what they feel is
Yeah.
appropriate. What is normal? What is acceptable? It's sort of like
I had no idea.
not okay
Yeah.
to pick and choose and tell people, well, you have to abort. Like, you can't have this baby. Like, you can't because this baby's going to.
So is that their law that you can't have?
Most of the women there have said that they have no choice.
Yeah,
Huh.
they actually go to other.
It's an automatic. They automatically test for it. Every pregnant woman that comes through gets tested.
So they
against if they want it or not.
The few stories of it, like the women just move, the family just ups and leaves.
Yep.
You know, the country.
Yep, and they go over to England, which has some of their own issues, but has gotten a lot better. So.
Fucking Iceland. Who'd have thought it?
I'm shocked. It's Iceland.
It's Iceland. I always thought it was
really...
like a, we had a base there, a layover, and it's just I
just thought it was full of Eskimos. That was about it.
I've seen some documentaries on Iceland with alcohol, or just like people just like
and it's expensive.
And the weird foods that they eat.
Alcohol is expensive. Beer over
doing
there
jerky and shit, and just hanging it because it's
eating
cold.
the smelly fish.
Yeah,
it's
like
the
fermented
$20 for a can of beer. My friend just went to Iceland not long ago, Dustin. He said he goes, I couldn't even drink there. It was so expensive.
Alaska. I'll tell you what, the Alaskan cruise is fun.
Yeah, we should do an Alaskan cruise.
Have you guys been or no?
I've been years ago.
I want to go so bad.
Yeah, my parents went, and then my sister went like a couple weeks either before or after. Rachel.
Oh yeah.
So
that's right. They did. And the kids went on a helicopter.
You can do the helicopter on a glacier.
They just say it's like one of those trips that's kind of a once in a lifetime because it's so like even my parents and Rachel said it's like $10,000. It's like a $10,000 vacation.
No.
So
what kind of
boat
were they on?
Did they just do the cruise or did they do something
No,
else?
they did the cruise. They did like
the igloo.
Yeah.
They wanted the real
they stayed for a few days. Did like the tourist things in Alaska. Did the cruise. Did like the excursions. Come back.
Well, yeah, if you buy every excursion, when we went, we flew out to Seattle, which was honestly its own freaking adventure. And we were told, pick a cruise line with smaller boats because the bigger boats kind of stay on the periphery where the smaller boats can get a little bit closer.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And we had different stops along the way. And you could see the Russian influence in Alaska since it's so close. Like Ketchikan is like it's almost fucking Russia, pretty much. God, this was what Emma was just born, so that was what 2005, 6, something like that.
15 years ago.
So the craziest part about it is a couple of things. One is it's beautiful. It just is. But when you stop in these ports, there's not a lot going on. There really isn't. They're very poor, a lot of drug use, a lot of people running from payphone to payphone because it's not like they have a lot of cell towers in fucking Alaska, right?
Yeah.
The stores have really cool stuff. And, we've seen glaciers breaking off. You can hear it and watching it.
Neat.
That's super cool. We did a couple of excursions, not a lot, but we were up in the second largest rainforest in the world outside of the Amazon is up there.
Oh, that's awesome.
And when I tell you green like you've never seen green before, it's ridiculous.
Like brighter than Candela green.
It's you drive in these little those all-terrain vehicles, like little buggies, and you kind of trek and follow each other throughout the rainforest, and you get to the other side where they have the black sand beaches.
Yeah. Oh, how cool.
Incredibly awesome. And to get there, it was a 45-minute flat boat ride where they're like, oh, look at the otters, and obviously knowing that otters are freaking mad rapists. So now I don't find them as cute as I did.
No, you want a whale to eat them.
Yeah.
But the one area we stopped in, they had this really big dock, like wooden dock. I mean, just massive. And we learned that there is a society that lives underground, underneath within this dock. And a lot of people, when they don't want to be found, escape there to live in that area as well.
What, like
mole people?
It's like fucking Thunderdome, I guess. I don't know. I mean,
well, we definitely need to take a trip to there because the bullies need to explore.
Like I have to look at the different, not mole people.
No, but I know what you mean.
I had to look at the different stops that we were at, but it was a big dock and people live. Look at Kevin and Jess. I was like, fact check. I'm fact checking Carrie.
I was making a note. I got to send you the link for tomorrow's show and then the notes.
I can't remember which stop it was, but it was pretty crazy, and that's what they were telling us.
Wow.
But I mean, just everything is beautiful. But
I want to do the kayaking through the ice. Did you do that?
we did. What we did was we did the rapids, or whatever they call it, but it really wasn't rapids.
It's in Cayenne, Alaska, a village of underground houses connected by it. Hold on, I have to open this up.
Don't doubt me and fact check my ass.
A bunch of tunnels.
Yes, fucking underground. What do you think? There's a tunnel.
There's as
Well,
many
we
as
have
200 people.
homeless like,
Yes.
camps here where people they make like a little
And they
Yeah, we
say
do
they've been
too.
there
In
since
the
the
woods.
17 and
We do too.
1800s. It's generations of people.
Yes.
How inbred and freaky would that be? That kind of goes
Like
Bill-
the
tunnels
Appalachian-
have eyes.
The
Oh my
Appalachian Blue
gosh.
people,
So
yeah.
It's the
Tunnels
hills have
have
eyes
eyes.
underground.
Yeah, the
Wow,
tunnels
that'd be
have
scary.
You mean there's tunnels underground?
So you did rapids, Kerr, rafting or kayaking rapids?
It was kayaking, and what happened was my ex's sister and her husband did the helicopter on top of the glacier,
Oh, okay.
and then we did the kayaking. One of the craziest things when we were kayaking, there was old cars on the embankments, and basically, in order to prevent the decay of the banks, they freaking took old cars and freaking lined the embankment to
Wow.
keep the structure. I one of the funniest things about Alaska is we had a mixture of natives and transplants.
Mm.
So when you talk to the native Alaskans, they're like, global warming, nah, it's cyclical. There's no such thing as global warming. It's bullshit. Freaking, you see that glacier? That glacier used to be that big? Yeah. And 100 years ago, it used to be smaller. And then, and then you talk to someone from Portland, like, yeah, man, like, the global warming, like that glacier used to be so much bigger. Now it's smaller because of global warming. And then the guy next to him, who's like from Alaska, is going, he's full of shit, man. That was one of the funniest things that I learned up there. All the natives say global warming is bullshit. It's just when you come up here, it's just the way it is. It's cyclical, and all the people who are like from Seattle and Oregon and Washington State who are living up there are all pushing global warming. So I found that to be interesting. We also went through the
Well, it is cyclical, so yeah, I mean.
But like they showed us one of the glaciers, and they said, like the glacier at the end of the season will be closer, and then next year it'll be farther back, and that's how it freaking digs in and creates the valleys. Like the glacier, we went through Glacier Bay, and that was incredible too, and impressive because you could see, how thousands of years of just these glaciers going back and forth, how they've created this landscape. We did some whale watching when you're on the boat. You did some glacier, and what's funny is
Do they set charges so you can see a glacier?
No,
fall?
global warming takes care of that. But where we were, we could see boats
Just during the cycles, though.
Yeah, but we could see even boats like tour boats even closer to this glacier as it's breaking off, and it sounds like a shotgun blast.
Oh yeah.
So you're sitting
That
there.
would be the dynamite.
You're sitting there and you hear it sounds like a couple of shotgun blasts, and you see this freaking glacier fall into the water. And I've actually seen guys on TV that go out there in surfboards and surf the waves that come off of
I've seen that.
that shit.
That's crazy.
But I mean, it was just so incredible. I mean, we seen some bald eagles, some bear.
Did
I
you
mean,
see a moose?
I've seen some moose. I think
Yeah.
Are they really that big?
Yes.
yeah,
Are
they're
they-
fucking huge. They're
Are they?
ridiculous. Yeah.
You know, the one thing my dad when he went up, I don't know.
Caribou.
I like how you yelled at me like have you seen a moose, Kevin, up close?
I've seen moose compared to
Okay,
other
whatever.
things.
Kerr's
So-
been there. That's
So,
why I was
so
asking.
I know.
I'm the moose
How
whisperer,
did you
Jess.
see a moose, Kevin? I thought you really haven't been anywhere
Who
past the
hasn't seen
layout.
one?
My
Kevin
friend,
likes moose tracks.
my
Yeah,
friend-
ice cream.
my friend Susie, when she lived on the military base up there, so when they come to town, like the moose are everywhere. So she would just take a picture and send it to me of like a moose out in front of a store, just like looking in the window. So
Yeah, a
judging by
moose.
how big
A moose,
the cars
a picture
are,
of a moose next to a car will give you an idea how big a fucking moose is.
well, that's what
Right?
I and then before the first time I never understood how big a moose was, and she sent me a picture. She was inside of a store, and the moose was out. It was next to a brand new Suburban, which I was driving at the time, the exact same Suburban. And I look at this picture. I go, "Are you fucking shitting me?"
Yeah.
I go, "A moose," because its chin was above the roof line. I actually went out and like stood next to my Suburban, like, get the fuck out of here.
That's crazy.
A moose is this fucking big?
Yeah, they're massive.
You know, like when you
And
see
I
it like
thought-
out in the snow, there's no
And see,
frame
I
of
thought
reference.
elk were big, but then everyone's like, elks are like little tiny
never
babies
seen an elk, so yeah.
compared to
Yeah.
mooses.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
pretty.
Elk,
They're,
I always
they're
thought
it's
nice.
just
elks were
moose.
huge.
Just
Moose,
Yeah.
sorry.
The
Sorry,
elks, moose,
Kevin.
caribou.
And
But
grammar
it's
police.
pretty impressive. I mean, but
What did he say? Moose is plural for moose. It's not
Whatever.
mooses.
Mooses.
Whatever. Like, get a map, study it.
So,
Shut up.
so I don't
But
know
it's
where my-
beautiful. It's
I
a
don't know
great
where my
trip.
I don't know where my parents went when they went to,
I have
but
no idea.
but my dad was excited about because I guess the town was right near Mount Denali, Mount McKinley, I think at the time they went before they switched back to Denali, and he wanted to see it and he couldn't see it. It was like all shrouded in like
Haze.
the fog and haze. And he was saying he was talking to one of the residents that lived there, and said, "Yeah, we've lived here my whole life, like 30 years. We've never seen it. Like it's in a haze, like
I didn't
90."
know it changed its name. When did
Yeah,
that
yeah.
happen?
It used to be Denali, and then
I always knew it as McKinley.
and then they named it after they changed it from Denali to McKinley after the president, and then a few years ago the natives
voted to change it
wanted
back.
it changed
Huh.
back to Denali, so they changed it.
I know. What is
So-
Juneau, the like capital of
I thought it was
Alaska?
Fairbanks.
Oh, is it Fairbanks? What's Juneau?
So-
Juneau's a town. in
Juneau's
Juneau's a
pretty big
movie.
town.
Oh, it's
Juneau's
a
a
show. Wasn't it a show?
Yeah.
Yeah, and a movie.
Because
Yeah.
But it's a big town.
Name of the actress.
my granddaughter's middle name is Denali, McKenna.
What does that have to do with Alaska? Oh, because what's her name's
Yeah.
from there.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah,
why.
yeah. She's from.
Oh, that's right.
So yeah,
She's
but
from
I didn't know
Alaska.
that you like can't see like the
Brianna.
world's most biggest mountain because it's always in a haze.
It's crazy, man.
Huh.
But it was a blast. I mean, it was so much fun.
Jen's
mean-
fact checking me on the Denali name.
No, I was just
Whale watching was kind of like a dud, and then the one day there was a couple of whales out there. You see a couple of orcas and some other whales.
I know,
but-
whale watching. I've done that off of.
I've
Cape
seen
Cod
whales.
and-
I was gonna say I've seen whales when we used to go out on the boat when I lived in New Jersey. So it's like,
The one thing I didn't realize
Not
they
that
said about
exciting.
all those cruise liners hit whales all the time,
oh,
Yeah, that's what they
that's
say.
sad.
Yeah.
That's
and they're
fucking
supposed
sad.
to report it. They said they don't. half the
Oh
time
God,
just because
that's
it's-
horrible. I don't want to hear that.
Oh, you just
But
say you I mean, the cruise lines, like in Alaska and the Bahamas, not so bad, but some of the other ones, I mean, a lot of illegal activity, a lot of rape, a lot of murder. You know, that happens on cruise lines all the time. They
Yeah,
hide
no one
all
was
that.
raped on this one, Kevin.
Yeah.
We didn't hit a. We didn't. We
Was
didn't
it
hit,
murder?
we didn't-
Like doing rape
Yeah.
with the animals,
Rape
with
otters.
people.
Then
Raping
there-
otters.
the trip
God.
the trip from the town to where we did the rainforest cruise, there might have been some raping going on
Yeah.
with the otters we were unaware of,
Yeah.
And it wasn't reported.
and was
Yeah.
not reported.
See, I'd love to
God,
fly. I'd love to
Kevin.
fly into Seattle and take the Alcan Highway up to Alaska. I think that'd be beautiful to just drive that. But then I'm like,
That
yeah,
would
it's
be a
like,
nice drive.
yeah, but then it's like 1,000 miles too.
No.
So yeah,
No, that would not be a nice drive
Yeah.
with
I
Kevin.
like that. I think that'd be cool.
No,
I think
You'd
it'd
be
be,
in the back of the
in
RV.
the
Jess would be
car,
fine.
Yeah.
Kevin. Nobody
Yeah.
wants to do that. Trust me. I promise you.
yes.
He sets
See?
his
We'll
cruise
make it
control.
fun.
He doesn't stop. No, he does not know how to have fun.
Well, but he'll be in the
Are you
front with
kidding
Kerr.
me?
We'll be in the back.
Listen,
We'll be okay.
Cruise control set,
Oh.
stopping only to pee, smoking
No.
cigars, no music, talking.
Oh.
That's freaking.
No, he
heaven.
doesn't talk care. That's
Oh, I
my
will.
goal.
I'd make him.
Yeah.
He can. Oh,
We talk constantly. when
No,
we're
we
on the
do
road.
not.
Yeah, we do.
God, our first road trip to North Carolina was probably the first and only time we actually had a conversation on a road trip. You are not. No, he will put his podcast on or a podcast.
That's
That
fine. I'll listen
That's
to a
what Kerr
podcast.
does. He'll be driving and in his earpiece, he's listening to Joe Rogan or something. And
Yeah,
then like I try to say something to him. He's like, what? He has to take his earpiece
Jen will start
out.
talking. I'll be like,
Okay, so
hold
And
on.
it's
I'll
aggravating.
fucking
He's
have to
freaking
look.
driving.
I'll hit pause. I'm like,
I don't
and I
know.
go,
All-
what?
all road trips
Did-
I've
did you
ever
see that?
been on.
No,
it's-
I didn't.
It's fun. Like we listen to music, we sing, I would talk to people. Kevin is just not that person. And so it's just awkward. You kind of just let him do
What are
his
you,
thing
the
because
Partridge
it's awkward.
Family, Jess?
Yeah, I know.
Listen,
yeah.
Pull out a guitar and start
I
singing.
with my little eye. Shut the hell up.
No, I just, as a family, too, road trips, like we had conversation. And
We're
then
gonna
like,
play
friends-
the license plate game, Kevin.
No, who cares about that though? I'm
I
just
spy
saying,
with my
like,
little eyes.
just
Something
road
blue.
trips, even with friends and stuff. It was just always so fun. And like Kevin and I don't get to spend that much time, so it's just like a way to get into like conversation. Nope, checks out. It annoys me. I'm entitled to feel the way I feel, people.
No, you're not.
You can feel any way you want to, Jess. No one is
Listen,
denying
Kevin is
that.
the
of you.
worst road tripper.
I'm the best.
I want to like cut loose, sing, have fun, laugh. There is none of that.
I want to laugh. I want to
fucking
cry.
And
I
well,
want to
don't
experience
tense and,
every
like,
emotion, Kevin, you son of a bitch.
you know, it's like fucking boring. It's boring.
I
That's
love
why
driving.
the guys will be in the front.
Holy shit,
We'll,
you're awake.
we'll, I know, I'm starting to get my second win now. We'll be in the back. We'll have fun. Don't worry about it. It'll be good. And we'll make fun of them plenty.
Yeah.
But it's
They'll
yeah.
be
But when I like, we
And I'll
talked about this
shout
a million
directions
times.
because
Oh
of my
my God, you
JPS.
fucking
That was
hard.
last night. I was driving him freaking
Jess was almost.
crazy. Oh
Jen
my
was almost
God.
left out.
He
I
almost
almost
pushed me
fucking
out of the
kicked her out of
car.
the car last night.
My JPS was in overdrive,
She was fucking idiot
bad.
mode.
and I was giving wrong directions on top of it.
Not only was she giving wrong
Oh,
direction,
shit. It
but she was
funny.
giving like the obvious fucking direction. Like I come up, there's a no road here, just a fucking embankment, and the building I need to go to is there. There's no road going this way. And she goes, "You got to turn left here." Really?
I was so
Really?
annoying him last night. The JPS, and I said
And
I
we-
would turn it off, but it just won't.
And we
turn
were
off.
driving.
It's always on.
We were driving. I was heading towards this red light, and she's like, "Turn right, turn right, turn right." And I go, "I was gonna." And she goes, "Don't tell me you're gonna turn right because you were going too fast." And I was gonna say I was going to the light to make a right hand turn, but I kept my mouth shut and I turned right, and we got up. And then when you take this way to Top Golf, what happens is you are going into the fucking lights.
like blaring,
Like,
you can't see
Every
shit.
single freaking spotlight that they have.
Man.
Oh,
Shooting
it's pointed
out.
towards you.
Oh,
It
God.
was blinding.
Every
I don't
single
know how
light
cars
shoots
don't
out
land in there.
so you can see the freaking golf ball is now pointed at us.
That's
It's
crazy.
bad.
And I'm like,
you
I
can't see
wonder how many
anything.
people have gotten into accidents.
No
probably
one-
not many because they go to the fucking light I was going to go
We
to
just next street over.
and then make a right.
Oh,
So the
I
lights
never
are
knew
to
that
your
was
right
there.
and you're not blinded and my retinas are not fucking scorched.
It would have been funny if it led you out onto the Top Golf course.
It was about
You can literally hop the curb
Well,
and you're
Jess-
on their fairground.
Jess, if it wasn't for Jen telling me to make a left, I would have probably hopped over that curb and been on the
You would have been
freaking.
driving with the little cart that picks up the golf balls.
But that, and then you were fucking with me on another time.
Oh,
with
it was
JPS.
going home. I thought the 85 entrance was on the left.
Oh, yeah.
It was on the
So
right.
I'm driving, and I'm like, I've been on this road 1,000 times, and
Just
it
trying to
freaking
help.
says, yeah,
as a co-pilot.
85 north, right, and then when you cross over the bridge, 85 south is to the right. If you go to the bridge, and it turns around.
Cloverleaf.
Cloverleaf. So I get up, and she's like, "Where are you going? 85's left. 85's left." And I'm like, "No, it's not. 85's left." So I go, "Okay." So I'm like, I'm being a dick. I'm like, "Okay, all right, you're right." So I go over the bridge, no left-hand turn. I said, "Oh yeah, there's that left." Next freaking light, no left turn. I'm like, "Oh, can't make a left there either, Jen." She goes,
Oh.
I guess you were right." Had to do a U-turn.
U-turn. Got on it where I knew it was. I just.
But that freaking the turn
Oh
into
my God. It is
the freaking
horrible.
I swear to God, she started screaming at me, you weren't going to turn here. You weren't going to turn here. And I was like, I know, I'm going to turn up the fucking light. And then next thing I know,
It's
I'm
like
like
the lights from Close Encounters
I
of the Third Kind.
feel like a
staring at
freaking
you.
spacecraft is getting ready to beam
It's
us up.
freaking bright.
And I'm like, yeah, Jen, this is so much better.
You literally can't see shit in front of you at all.
I don't really ever tell you direction stuff, but I do hate it when he's on his phone and he like swear. I'm like, fucking Kevin, pay attention. I do not want to die.
I can't look
kidding me?
down. I always have to keep my eyes on the road.
He's all like,
Are you kidding me? Are you?
can't
I
handle
am. When I'm driving,
I always
Jen,
have to be on point.
it is like Jen is like the worst co-pilot when it comes to freaking jump scares. Like, I'll be driving, and all of a sudden she'll be like, ah! And I'll be like, what the freaking? Oh, I thought that car was coming our way. And it's like a car. It's like a car, like
because you're doing
the next
on your
county
phone.
over. And she scares the shit out of me
oh my god.
because she'll miss something, or if I'm on the phone, she'll have the freaking death grip
Yeah,
on
because
the
you're on
freaking
the
handle
phone
here,
while driving. You
And
see
she's
how many
like-
fatalities are on this road?
freaking jumping all over the place. I'm like, what's wrong? You're not paying attention. I'm like, I'm stopping at red lights. I'm keeping a safe distance. But she will literally scream and jump like a fucking tractor trailer just sideswiped us. And it'll scare me. And then I almost wreck because she's screaming. And I'm like, what are you screaming about? She's like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought that car was going to get close to us.
Because they were going to.
Do I
They
do
were.
that? I
No,
do
I don't
that.
think so.
No, I'm pretty like whatever. The only thing every once in a while I'll be like, Kevin, pay attention. Stop, get off your phone. But I don't ever really say anything. I'm just like, whatever. He just doesn't like it when someone falls asleep. He purposely goes like that to wake you up.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
you would
fall-
hate Joe in the
can't
car.
fall
Then
asleep.
he's asleep
yeah,
in
yeah,
seconds in the back seat.
because there's nothing like like a 10-hour drive, then
You
2
don't
hours
talk
in,
anyway.
everybody's asleep, and you're like, oh, sweet.
Actually,
just stay
Kevin,
awake by myself.
that's when I'm happy. When everybody
What do
falls
you-
asleep, I'm like, fucking please.
But
Because honestly, I don't have to worry about the freaking over dramatization
But
next to me.
that's the thing, though. What does he care? He's
Yeah.
not trying to engage with any of us.
That's true.
So what the fuck does it matter if we're sleeping, Kevin? It's because he's not. But he won't let anybody else drive.
We talk and have more conversations than she lets on.
Well, I can tell you this: when we're driving, the other thing
I
that cracks me
guarantee
up.
you our next road trip we will.
What always cracks me up is if we're going somewhere where I don't know where we're going, and I'm going to rely on you for directions.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me as I go along the way.
Mhm.
Do not give me a recap as we're pulling out of the driveway. Well, what you're going to do is you're going to leave here, you're going to go down such and such road, then you're
It's
going to make
like
a
a
left on
brief
such and such road, then you're going to go right, then you're going to go 822, and then you're going to hop off, and then where that that cowbell is, you're going to make a right there, and then you're going to make a left at the red little button hook. You lost me after fucking when we back out of the
So for
driveway.
Kerr's birthday, we're gonna get him a TomTom.
A TomTom. Don't you guys use your phone GPSs?
Yeah,
Well,
we do. We have
no,
one in the
I
vehicle.
do.
I'm the addition.
I
to
do.
it.
But as the big fucking screen in front of me says turn in 28 yards, I got fucking backup going. We'll take it right here. Take it right
Well,
here. Oh, really? Because-
Jessica will do because I'm good at math and judging. So like sometimes the GPS will be like in 2 miles you're gonna turn a right, and I'm like in the left lane doing like 80, and she's like you got to get over. I'm like,
Occasionally I do.
Yeah, I'm
that.
like, well, in 2 miles. I mean, we're going 80 miles an hour. We're going, it's going to take, at least,
I
a
always
minute and a half to
but
get.
then,
You're gonna get a minute and a
my
half to get
thing-
there.
But my thing
Yeah.
is that Kevin then will play on his phone. That makes me nervous. And I'm like, now you're gonna cut somebody off to get over when he could have gotten
I'm
over
gonna cut
safely.
everybody.
I get the
off.
whole
That's
get
my whole
over.
point.
Get
I don't
over. You want
really-
to take this exit up here?
Yeah.
But I don't ever really give you any directions. Occasionally, we'll both put on our GPSs because it's funny. They'll say something like different than what the other one said. It's the same
Yeah.
destination, connection, but or there's a delay.
Yeah,
and
when we're-
Kevin's like,
We
my
have
phone
the
beat
one in our
yours.
vehicle going, but it's always we'll kind of cross check with what the Tucson's showing versus what our phones show.
I'll put it in my phone sometimes to keep my AirPod in and listen to my GPS and just completely blank out what Jennifer's saying.
If
And
we're
be like,
driving-
I know where I'm going, Jen, just because it's like,
Yeah, your
Yeah.
OnStar though occasionally fucks
it
up.
will occasionally glitch, but yeah, so I got the big screen in there and it's good. Just punch it in, use my app, send it to the phone, and we're good.
Sometimes it doesn't do it. You have to call because
Yeah,
it just
like
won't go
like
through.
when we came back from New Jersey, we didn't want to go through Delaware.
Yeah, we didn't want to.
So I had to
no one
call.
wants to go through Delaware.
Yeah, so I had to call OnStar and like, hey, can you download me directions avoiding Delaware? Because on the app
Mhm.
it just gives you the fastest route,
which is
so-
not always the truth.
Yeah, so I have to call up.
Yeah.
So
You have your other cup.
Yeah, no, we always have multiple going, but I really I get listening to a podcast or a show while you're driving, which he does do, but he'll on the steering wheel, like where your horn would be, he rests his phone in his hand. So don't tell me you're not looking at your phone while you're listening to the podcast instead of your eyes on your road.
Yeah, he doesn't do that. He plugs it in, puts it down. Like
No, he holds on to
Yeah.
he holds on to the phone like this and kind of rests it
Yeah,
on
no.
the steering wheel. And it makes me just very nervous. And we've, I know it's happening everywhere, but there's just been such a huge amount of fatal accidents. And the 85 corridor here has been horrific. But just even on the side streets everywhere, a couple times a day you're hearing about another fatal accident. It is just I know even if we're being careful, it's the people around. So
and I'm happy never looking at mine. Like I said, and not even a podcast. It'll be like on a show, like a YouTube channel, like a 30-minute documentary. I just throw it in the center console and it just plays on the speakers.
no, he holds on to his phone and listens to it.
Yes, no.
So he doesn't put it in the
trip-
console like you do. But that would
the
be
trip
good.
to New Jersey, I actually ended up having a freak out
Listens
moment.
actually puts his phone in the center console. I said, you hold on to it like down here, so it makes me nervous thinking
That's because there's
you're
no room in the middle
watching it.
console.
Yeah. And then
in the
Fucking with
slot where
what?
the
There's a bunch of
change
shit
is.
in there.
yeah,
You
and
put
then
in
I
the center thing.
That-
where the change is.
I play it on all the speakers, so everybody has to.
So everybody has to listen to it.
No.
So when we went to New Jersey, for Graham kept like looking at me, and I looked at him. Finally, I was like, Kevin, if we listen to the same person speaking one more motherfucking time,
It's Simon Whistler.
no, it was Martine.
No, we were getting
that
caught,
you were
that?
listening
we were
to at
getting
the
caught
time.
up on cigar reviews.
He was listening, but it was like this. I couldn't listen anymore to the voice. It was like just
I don't do that.
No, he
no.
listens in his ear.
person because
Yeah.
he was catching up, and that was
In my
fine.
ear.
No, I played on the car speakers.
Oh no, everyone has to listen to it because we don't talk. We don't listen to music, and you can't fucking fall asleep.
I like to learn, so we listen to educational stuff.
Well, that's the
So-
part that's the only part that irritates me with the GPS is like when I'm driving, if I'm listening to a podcast, I gotta freaking hear not only the GPS, but the GPS like gives you great detail. I'm just like, listen, just tell me to turn right. So
Yeah,
it's like instead of saying in a quarter mile, make a right hand turn,
yeah,
it says
yeah, all the time.
in a quarter mile, you're going to want to get into the nearest lane on
Yeah.
the right hand side, possibly the next two lanes, and then you are going to want to merge. Fucking just,
You know,
I
the
just
one thing
missed what Joe Rogan was talking about now.
I know. You know, the one thing that I wish, which I should contact OnStar and see if they can make that change, which I loved about my TomTom. So when I leave the house, you put in your directions, and it would ask you, do you need directions to the highway? So I'd be like, no, I do not. I know where it's at. OnStar, you don't get that. So it's like I leave the house, and it's like, all right, turn right. I'm still in my driveway, goddammit. You know, to get to the end
You
of
got
the road.
lost in your neighborhood, though, Kev.
Yeah,
fair
I
enough.
understand
that.
Maybe it does know me. So it interrupts the show that I'm listening to 8 times before I even get to the highway. It's like, can you please just ask me if I need directions to the highway?
I didn't know that it did that.
Yeah, because I
Like you could.
don't know about TomTom. I mean, it's been a long time since I used a TomTom.
TomTom, it would ask me, do you need directions to the highway? I would just say no, and then I
Get the
could go.
high end TomTom.
Yeah.
I'd say.
I don't want
never
to
heard of that.
scroll.
I don't know.
wheel.
Why don't you wait till you get to the highway to freaking put
That's what
your
I do.
directions into your?
That makes sense.
By that time, Jen's already tried to enter the fucking address 50 different times because she still doesn't know how to do it on her phone, on her
Tucson,
computer.
I'm thinking it needs to be updated, but I have to get out the owner's manual and look it up because, like, even putting in the Top Golf address back, because we took back roads to get there from where we were at the mills, it wasn't freaking recognizing. And Carrie's like, well, maybe because it's new. I'm like, it's been there for several years.
Yeah.
It's not a new road.
What year's your Tucson?
A 16.
Oh man, I was surprised it doesn't update automatic. I know, like Jessica's, I have to buy the disc, and it's like $100 to update her GPS on her car.
I don't need to update it. It's not that important.
But on my Acadia, it's updating all the because it has Wi-Fi. So
Yeah,
it
but we don't
updates.
use
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Why we don't have Wi-Fi?
Yeah, it
That
updates
would make
all
sense.
We could probably look and see if it does, but what'll end up happening is I'll pull out of the driveway and I'll hear beep, beep, and Jen is pressing the buttons, and then she'll go, shit. Wait, how do we get to the address? Enter the address again?
I
Beep,
can never remember
beep.
how to.
And then
freaking
I'm
enter.
driving. I'm trying to show her how to do it, and she's yelling at me for not keeping my eyes on the road. And the next thing I know, I'm looking over at the freaking screen, and there's like Burger King. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, Jen? She's like, I can't remember how to enter the address.
I like the newest feature when they did the last update. So now I can turn on my screen, I can turn my backup camera on whenever I want. So if I was like driving, I don't know why I would need it.
That
But
would freak me
But
out.
if you're driving down the highway, you could just activate your backup camera and just see what's behind you.
God,
I wonder if
that would
when we
mess
had
me all
Spring
up.
Drive, it updated all the time because then we had Wi-Fi in the vehicle.
No. Because it would have been updated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, you may have to like go back to the dealership and like I said, like Jessica's, she just needs a disc. You know, you
I
update,
don't use
you
it.
put it
I
in.
use my phone.
Yeah,
I don't need it in on my car.
yeah, I don't
to tell
even.
me.
Yeah, I think I deleted the
Yeah.
OnStar from yours. 'cause
Yeah,
we
I
just
don't
never
use
used
it.
How do you put a disc in? It doesn't have a CD player.
Oh, yours doesn't have a CD
I have a
player.
CD
Okay,
player.
hers. I don't have a CD player in mine. She does
Yeah.
on hers.
I have one in mine.
So okay.
I don't. No, we don't have a CD player. I had to think about that for a second. I have one in our Stormtrooper car in the Caliber, but I'm almost positive we don't for this.
So you just may need, and I do tell everybody, you know, for people listening, and or watching this show, your cars are like your phone. You know, we update
Yeah, that
our
is
phones
true.
all the time. So most dealerships, it's usually about $150. So it's not something that's cheap. But if you have a car that's a couple years old and you're going to keep it for a couple of years, just go in there and ask them to reprogram or reflash your computer, because there are certain functions that you'll get like either on the radio, but it also remaps your fuel for your engine, because maybe after a couple of years they figured out, okay, we got this wrong at the beginning, and so it'll
interesting.
it'll
Well, I had
update your vehicle's
Ours
computer.
update once a year.
Well,
Just
I
read
had to do
It's
that with
updated.
GM that one time when we got my steering wheel
Yeah.
and that other stuff replaced. It like wiped everything out and it had to be
Yeah.
reset.
So your vehicles need to be updated just like your phone does. I'm due to probably call them up and see what the if there's an update for mine. So it is something that needs to be done if you're going to keep your vehicle for a couple of years, because you may get better fuel economy, you may feel different things. So
I just looked it up and said that the Hyundai Tucson 2016, anything prior to 2017, it updates once a year, and it's available once a year in the spring.
Like, do we have
Okay.
to buy it or is it automatic?
No, it says there's steps you can take.
Huh.
So we just got to go in there and give it a shot.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Interesting.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. What
Yeah.
do I know?
but yeah, it's you never know. Like I said, it's like what cool updates you get, and especially like on yours, you have like a touch screen. Like on mine, it's always adding new weird options, and I don't use 99% of them.
No, every
Yeah.
once in a while I text
Yeah.
Graham because I don't want Kevin to yell at me. And I'm like, I can't get it to tell me how fast I'm going because it's telling me my tire pressure. He's like, stop pressing the button. He's like, press the menu button and go to the. And I go, oh yeah. And he has to tell me every single time because I'm like, boop, and then I'm like, oh, that's the button.
Yeah.
At a rental car, my phone hooked up to it would read me my texts.
Oh yeah. Mine does
Is
that
that
too.
Apple Play?
Oh,
Yeah,
you know, Graham's
yeah,
car
and-
does that.
Apple
Yeah.
Play and Android
Yeah,
Play.
Graham's car does that. It reads.
Yeah.
It says
And
this person's texting you, and
Yeah,
then
and
it
then,
reads
and then they'll read it and they're like, "Would you like to reply?"
yeah, and then you just
Yeah.
talk. Yeah, yeah.
It's
Or
like,
you can
"Kevin."
I can just hit the button on the steering wheel, say text Jessica,
Which
and
is
then,
weird because I was driving Graham's car occasionally back and forth to work just to keep it started and moving, and it finally recognized my route, and it was like, this is how far it is to get to this location. I was like, oh my god, it knows my fucking comings and goings.
So
Graham's gonna be like, what the fuck did you do in my car?
So one thing I do to irritate customers, they're probably never going to listen to this. So we get cars pulled. I'll pull a car
Let's
in, and someone will be talking, like the customer will be talking on the phone. I'll go to get in it, and it's Bluetooth, so it transfers the call
Yeah.
to the car. So then I hear this conversation, and it's like someone's like, "What? You're breaking up. I can't hear you." And then so I'll just like, and then I hang up on the touchscreen. And then they call back, and then like, "Are you there? Are you there?" And then I hang up again.
Does it automatically answer?
It
That's
automatically answers. So
Because
and then
it's
they get
switched over to the car.
Yeah.
and then they get so frustrated because I keep hanging up. I just keep disconnect, and then you hear people getting so fucking annoyed. I don't know what's going on, and then I go hang up again.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
here's the thing: if I called and like I got hung up on, maybe I might call back. If it happened to me twice, I'm not calling back.
Oh no, it'd
Why
be.
would people
It'd
keep calling
be like
back?
6 times, and sometimes I'm in the shop, and then I'm
dumb.
just like, I just sit there and I wait sometimes if I'm bored, and I keep hanging up. That's how I get. Yeah.
Jesus.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We've had that happen when we get too close to each other. Like
When we had the
like
sprint drive, it would connect.
yeah,
our
like
vehicles.
if because Jen's phone
It
is
scared the
connected.
shit out of me the first time that happened. Then your sister was talking to you, and I'm like, why is it coming through my
Yeah.
stereo?
So basically, like if I when I'm following her in the car, we get the red light.
Okay.
And I get too close, all of a sudden it'll be like, boom! I won't hear anything, and then on her Bluetooth, she'll hear my sister going like, "Get that motherfucker!"
And I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Oh my god, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's
Weird.
funny.
Yeah,
Because our phones are set to connect when we're
yeah. I've had that happen a couple of times.
Yeah, I don't ever keep my Bluetooth on all the time. I only turn my Bluetooth on when I want Bluetooth on. So but if I had it on all the time, it automatically connects to my car
Yeah.
as well.
No, I disabled that. I did not like it. I would be I would be listening to music, and then a call would come. I don't want to answer my call for everyone in the car to hear it. Like, nope. So
Everybody in the car.
like if the kids or whoever, like I'm just saying, I didn't like it. I didn't like
who-
talking.
Who are you talking to that you don't want the kids to hear?
Nobody. I don't answer my phone. You
Okay.
should know that. I barely text. I'm the worst.
Do you put your do not disturb on? I'm driving.
No, I
Nah.
just
I've
don't
gotten
look at
that,
my
like-
phone.
I know one of the girls that I work with, she has it, and they said it's with her insurance company too, that she gets discounts where when you're driving, it like comes up if you try to send a text message, it will say "Do not disturb. I'm driving."
Wow. I know our neighbor Peanut had the thing you plug into your car for the insurance, and it monitors your driving habits, and then you can get a discount on your insurance if you're a safe driver. So they gave it
Is
to
it
him,
Allstate?
and I think it was Allstate.
Yeah, it's Allstate.
I know a lot of them have it now, but I
Oh,
think
do
he is
they?
Allstate. But so they gave it to him for like a 30-day trial, and then just to see if it would save him any money. And his adjuster called and like, yeah, you're going to want to send that back. He goes, we noticed you do a lot of hard braking, and Peanut, he was bitching to me one day. He goes,
Like, that's
well,
a
it's
lie.
all these people in front of me stopping real fast. I'm like, why are you riding their ass?
Yeah.
You know?
Have you ever watched him drive?
Yeah, it's horrible.
He's aggressive.
Yeah.
He is
Jen's
so
an ass rider.
No,
so bad to those stop
I
signs.
don't
You're a hard
drive,
breaker.
like-
You are. Yeah, you are.
I have like the collision avoidance thing. So if I get like things start flashing, my seat starts vibrating and telling
Yeah.
me I'm too close to the car.
Yeah,
in front of me.
my mirror tells
we have
me
the
stuff.
alert. I turn it off because like even just going through
Yeah, you turn it off. There's a
drive-through,
problem.
it beeps and it scares me.
You proved my point.
The visual, but even through a drive-through, it's picking up like the bushes on the side. I don't need to hear.
How many times you go through a drive-through in a day?
Starbucks in the morning.
Still though.
No, when I'm going slow like that, like in dry, like it doesn't. Like
No, but
I guess I get
mine
knows, like if I'm in.
I turn the sound off, but the light still pops up.
I noticed the light. You'll activate it sometimes on the side view mirror. It will still flash when cars are like coming close.
I'm the kind of guy that actually allows the safe distance between myself and the car in front of me to the point where people view that as an opportunity to freaking, cut in front and take that open space. And I'm like, no, motherfucker, I'm keeping a safe distance.
Yeah, I set mine. I set mine to 2 car lengths, so I can set it up to 6 car lengths. So I can adjust that, and then I have on the heads-up display, like on the windshield, it'll start flashing red. My seat starts vibrating. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like,
nah, we don't. We're not that high tech.
Yeah,
I got Jen for that.
Yeah. The vibrating seatbelt is her shoving you. Yeah,
like,
is screaming.
Yeah, my vibrating seat is this.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Scare the fuck out of me.
I think the doggies are ready to go outside.
So are they ready?
Yeah, Stella's
oh
looking
yeah,
at me
oh
like her
yeah,
face.
she's
Her
sitting
little
down
pouty
there.
lip.
Oh my god.
What's up, babies?
Oh, the puppies.
Yeah.
The other one doesn't care. She's little. Oh, okay.
I think
Vicky,
Cooper
here.
was. I went to go to the bathroom. Cooper was looking at me like, "Hey."
Maybe it's time for the dogs. Kerr
Yeah,
said Cooper's, but he's old and needy. He knows we're out here and is waiting for us to go.
Yes, he
in.
kept looking out because he heard your voice.
Sky doesn't care. She's little, but she's taking up all the blankets on the floor. Stella's over here in the corner.
So well, I guess we'll wrap it up. And on that note, I'm Broadleaf Bully Kevin.
I'm Broadleaf Bully Jess.
I'm Broadleaf Bully Kerr.
I'm Broadleaf Bully Jen.
And remember,
Bullies make good
friends.
From Kev, Jess, Kerr, and Jen, we are the Broadleaf Bullies. Thank you for joining us, and remember, bullies make good friends.